Okay guys, today I'm going to show you how to clean your camera. It's fairly easy. When done right, you can do it on the go in just a matter of minutes. But if it's done wrong, you can do some serious damage to your equipment. So let's take a look at the way I've learned, the easiest way, the most effective way. And this can be done anywhere. I just have it set up so you can see it. So let's see here. This is the kit that I have. This is lens tissue, lens cleaner, a microfiber cloth, and a bulb that just blows air. That's all it does. The kit you can get as a whole, you can get it separately, you can buy each piece individually. They make each one of these pieces in a variety of prices. And depending on what your preference is going to be, you want to spend more money on the style that is preferred to you. For instance, if you end up going the lens cleaner, lens tissue route, you want to get a good lens cleaner because this can actually damage your lenses if you get a poor quality one. Same with the microfiber cloth. That is just for an ease of use. You'll find yourself fighting if you use a really poor quality cloth. And this is the critical piece in the set. You don't need to spend a lot of money on this. There are ones that are an extreme amount of money. And this is the key of the kit. This is my favorite tool. What it actually does is just blows air. So you can't really do damage by blowing air. They do make these in a variety of sizes, shapes. There are certain ones that are designed to blow more air, less air, whatever your preference is. But this is just a standard one. This is the most common style you'll see. And let me show you how to use them all. So we've got our camera, and we've noticed that when we look at the lens, there's some smudges, there's some dust, and it's very dirty, very dusty. And so what do? Well, I actually avoid using the lens cleaner in tissue. I don't like it because I have not found one that doesn't make a haze on the camera. I know they're out there. I just don't have one and don't use one that is very good quality. So I don't like to use this because I'm nervous that it will damage my camera. So I'm going to avoid using these. But what you would do is you would just take your lens cleaner, rip out a piece of your lens tissue, and you can spray a very small amount onto the top of the lens, or even a small amount onto the lens paper itself. And you're just going to want to wipe that down until it's all gone. I find that it's very difficult and it never goes all the way away, nor does it pick up the dirt, as well as the microfiber cloth, and you can use the microfiber cloth dry. So I'm going to set that aside. And so you've got some smudges. If you're using a UV ring, you'd take it off and you'd clean that doing the same method that I'm going to show you with this. So the first thing I do is I use the microfiber cloth, and I take it and I wrap a little bit around my index finger, and I gently rub in circles over the whole lens. I look and see if there's any smudges. You're not too concerned about the dust at this point, but the smudges, if you got fingerprints or any other type of foreign sticky on there, you go ahead and you just circular motion all the way around. And you're going to see that there is still some dust, which is fine. We're not concerned about that. We're concerned about the smudges, and there's a hazing. Sometimes you can push the oil around from your fingers, and you want to move your finger around on the microfiber every minute or so you're not just pushing oil. Let it absorb. So there you go. So now we've removed all the fingerprints, all the smudges. There's no haze, but there's still some dust. Then you take your little air blower and you just go. You're going to see that dust goes away pretty quickly, and the top of your lens is now clean. You would repeat that process for your UV or any other filter, screw-on filter that you're going to use. Then you just snap your lens cover back on, and that's that. So you're going to clean the rest of your camera, not just the front part of your lens. Go ahead and pop your lens right off, set it straight down on its lens cover, make sure your lens cover's on. And you're going to look at the back element. This is the rear element of your lens. Some of them, like the Nikon 18 to 55 and the 55 to 200, the lens actually comes right flush with the surface. You can clean it by hand. This is the 135 2.8 and it doesn't come to the surface. You can see the glass, but you really don't want to put your finger all the way down there. It's highly unlikely that anything but dust got in there. So what you're going to do is you're just going to tip it upside down and just squeeze some air through there. Give it a look. Not a spot in there. Set that aside carefully, and you're going to look at your body. Okay guys, once your lens is off, we're actually looking at the inside of the camera now. And you can actually see that there's a mirror in there. That mirror is what allows you to see through your viewfinder. And seeing through your viewfinder makes you able to take a picture. So, sometimes, for people who change lenses a lot like I do, you get some dust, you get some debris, you can see it in your viewfinder. It can be a nuisance. So that's where you're seeing your dust, is on that mirror there. And then right above that is the viewfinder. Now, it's very difficult to see at this angle, but there's actually a piece of glass right there that directs the light and everything you see into the rear viewfinder, so you can see. Like I said, sometimes dust gets through there, and what do you do to get rid of it? Well, here's what you don't do first. You never spray a liquid in here. You never put your fingers in here with a microfiber cloth. The only thing you do, unless you're a professional or you've bought a very special kit, is all you do is blow air into it. And I'll explain why. Now, right below this mirror is the sensor. That is actually what takes your picture. And anything that gets on there, even a tiny, 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 tiny piece of dust, can actually show up in your pictures, and it'll be on every picture you take, and it can really be a pain. I've had it happen, and it is not the most pleasant thing in the world. It doesn't show up. Sometimes even if a small piece of dust doesn't show up on your larger apertures, your 2.8, your 3.5, but when you get past 16, I've noticed that it shows up, and it shows up big. So what do you do to clean this? Just basically, let me zoom out for you. Take your air, tip your camera right upside down, and you're going to go ahead and just a few times, and you're going to look. You're going to look, there's no dust, we're good. Nothing on the sensor. Perfect. And you want to do that quickly. That's the only part of the cleaning that I don't recommend doing unless you're in a room that is inside, in a room that you don't have a lot of people walking through, just basically like an office or a study. You don't have a lot of traffic, you don't have any fans blowing. I am really paranoid about getting dirt inside the camera, and the reason being is, like I said, I've had it happen, and it can be quite expensive to fix if you get a piece of smudge or something on the sensor itself. And that was my inexperience. I've learned. That's it. So once you've done that, your camera is clean. That's all you got to do. Any further, if you notice spots in your pictures, or you notice anything in your viewfinder that you can't get, or after a few attempts is still there, don't struggle with it. Bring it to a professional. They will clean it. They do a really good job. Like I said, I've had it done. My camera was like brand new when they did it. So that's it. Your camera will be clean, and enjoy.